On this week's episode of the PokerUpdate.com Weekly Burn and Turn, we discuss Daniel Negreanu's Bank of America woes, 3 poker tips that the pros won't share, and 6 poker faces of success. And I try to get back at Shimmy the Fish. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Shimmy Weiss, and I'm going to let Shira introduce the show because next week she won't be with us. Shira, go for it.
Oh, surprise. You're just full of surprises, Shimmy.
I am. Welcome to the Burn and Turn. You lost your chance.
I really did. Anyway, he's Shimmy. I'm Shira, and Robbie will be back next week.
Looking forward to it, man, although we aren't looking forward to losing Shira. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And it's going to be another great episode. We got some really great topics to talk about.
We have some great topics we're going to discuss today. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Shimmy's going to be on edge the entire time because he has no idea whether or not I have anything planned to get back at him from the episode last week.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, check out the Name That Pro from last week's episode. It was outstanding.
For him.
Yes, and for all our viewers.
Not
Let's get it out into it. Let's go.
So the first article we're going to discuss, it's a bit of an oldie, but I think it's very interesting. It's by David Huber about Daniel Negreanu's Bank of America account. It was closed end of December.
Honestly, what were they thinking?
Merry Christmas, Daniel Negreanu.
Yeah, well done. You know, Bank of America, like seriously, how much money does the guy have?
He has over $32 million.
You know, that's really high risk, Bank of America. Good thing you shut him down.
Well, apparently
Good call.
There's this Operation Choke Point, I believe it's called, where they're looking at industries that are kind of
shady or high risk is the word they use.
High risk, and they deemed poker high risk, even though...
Well, specifically online poker, because online poker has the problems in the States.
It's not just online poker, it's all poker. It's considered like a shady enterprise. Mm-hmm. So even though he's played legally at tournaments or played online legally, it didn't matter. Bank of America was like, we don't want you.
Even though he has a net worth of over $30 million. It's, I guess he's high risk. I mean, that's a good reason for them to cancel his MasterCard.
I wish I had $32 million, and my issue is the bank's like, you need to put more money into your accounts.
You know, banks make total sense. You know, the bureaucracy and how everything works. I picture it kind of like a 3-ring circus with all the clowns running around bopping each other on the head. That's the bank right there. Well done. Good move. Sorry, Daniel. We feel for you, man.
But it's not just him. Others in the past, and it's not just Bank of America. A few pros had issues, I believe, with Chase Bank in the past, and it's just, you know, this is their living, and they're making and earning doing this. It's no different than the people who run Fortune 500 companies, but because it's poker, because it's this game, they believe that it's not
right. And it's worrisome because if it happens to them, it could happen to any single player except for people like us who don't have any winnings in our bank.
Speak for yourself.
No, I'll speak for both of us.
No, I actually just played last week and I won.
Oh, wow. How'd that go?
I won really nicely.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you. It's once in a lifetime.
There you go. There you go.
I have earnings.
But you know what? If we're already talking about all the professionals and the challenges they face, let's move on to the next article, which is actually really good. That, you know, when the poker players, when they're trying to meet you and, you know, to speak with the fans and teach the fans the books that they put out, they're always challenged with not giving over too much.
Which is where James Gwill's article, 3 Poker Tips That the Pros Won't Share, come into place. He gives 3 great tips that you need to know that maybe pros don't share. For example, the pros, whether they'll play based on how other people play. So if other people are playing poorly, they're going to play poorly because obviously they don't want to play really well. It's going to scare all the fishes away.
Yep. It's a really good article, but I'll tell you the truth, it bothers me that the pros are not so forthcoming with all their strategies. And you know, these are people who've put out books. They've published books, strategy books, and yet they've said outright that even though they're publishing you know, these guidelines in their books and all their literature, it's not a full tactical and strategic analysis of because they don't want to give away too much to other players.
You know what? You kind of have to look at it. It's kind of like the same with restaurants and whatnot. They have their secret sauce. They don't want to give away the recipe because then everyone's going to make the secret sauce.
You know
Only
what?
like 3 people in the world know the recipe to Coca-Cola, because if Coca-Cola just let it out, they would have no business.
I don't know. I don't agree, because the way I see it, it's like Ender Wiggins. Have you ever read Ender's Game? All right. Well, the idea basically is you've got this tactical genius, and he's never afraid to tell everything because he's positive that no one else is going to be able to replicate the strategies that he uses or use it against him. And because he's constantly changing, and part of the game is giving information to an opponent and then using that against them, making them think that you're playing one way and then switching it up. So you shouldn't be afraid to really be open with other players. It just means you got to change up the game when you play against them.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, poker pros, they're known as pros because of how they play. They don't want to give everything away, or else they're not going to be, Daniel Negreanu's not going to have over $30 million in his bank account because other people will know how he plays.
I disagree. When you're a professional,
to be a little bit of secret.
When you're a professional, it's because you're that good. It's not because someone else hasn't discovered what it is that you're doing. And especially since we've been talking about poker players being like athletes. If you take a professional basketball player, they're not afraid to tell you what drills they do, how they shoot the ball, because it's the skills that they have what makes them the player, not the techniques they use. But that's just my opinion.
Do you have any tips that you think the pros need to tell us?
Well, let's segue straight into the next article. You know what I want to learn? I want to learn how they keep their poker face the way it is during a game.
I think, I've read things along the way. People, they, squeeze their toes or they bite the tip of their tongue in order to make...
Hold on a second, I'm going to try that.
In order to make, things that are kind of pain.
I
don't know, things that are kind of pain. Like I read somewhere one person put a tack in his shoe to keep the face
A tack in the shoe?
Yeah.
What do you do? Let's see your poker face. Oh, that's pretty good. That's stone cold.
I am.
Wow.
You know who else has a really good stone cold face? Mike McDonald. Have you ever seen pictures of this guy? You cannot read him for anything.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even wear sunglasses like Raymer or Helmuth. He just looks at you. And then you have people like Tom Dwan who just look like they're half asleep at the table. You don't know if they're playing, if they're not playing.
I personally like Patrick Antonius. I'm sorry, the guy, I feel like he's looking into your soul when he's just staring at you. It's terrifying.
Do you have a good poker face?
I have an amazing poker face because my poker face sucks so much that I just make sure to use the same face when I'm bluffing and when I'm telling the truth and no one knows what's going on. It's wonderful.
Oh.
But you know who I really like? And we haven't spoken about him. I love the Unabomber. I always love
Phil
Lack. His look is the best because you just flip up the hoodie and zip up and go all Kenny. And there you go. No one can tell a single thing that's going on.
Some people need to use those kind of tools, the sunglasses, the big headphones.
Right.
Because, they realize maybe their poker face isn't so good. They don't have the stone cold face. They need
a high collar to guard the pulse so that way no one sees your pulse.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes I'll be like this at a table.
Esfandiari, he sits like this a lot, and other people, they sit certain ways. You have Helmuth, you can see him, he sits like this.
Yeah.
You can't see what they're doing and what they're thinking. And I think that's what makes a good poker face from anything else. You need... Because obviously you need to have a good face. You don't want people to know what you have.
No, 100%. But you know what? If we're talking about what they should be sharing with us, teach us the ways of your poker face. Come, Jedi Master, let us know. We're going back to Star Wars references.
We are, aren't we?
At least it doesn't go over your head,
no. No, at least I do understand the Star Wars reference. Unlike Robbie, who, like we said, will be back next week. But if you liked what you saw these last 2 weeks and you want me to come back, be sure to comment below. And, of course, like us on YouTube.
Yep, follow us on Twitter. Shimmy the Fish. Oh,
Poker update.
Robbie's gonna pay hell for that, for all all the references. But Shira, you're driving me crazy here. I'm literally
Okay.
standing on eggshells. Put me out of my misery.
So-
Just do it. Just do it.
We have the questions.
Oh God, oh
and
God,
now
oh
we're
God,
going
oh
to
God,
be
oh
seeing
God.
if Shimmy can name that pro.
Help.
All right.
All right.
started.
Do I get like a guess? I'm gonna throw out a guess.
You can throw out a
So
guess.
I'm gonna throw out one of my 3 guesses that I wrote down because we were speaking about Phil Locke, and I gotta actually tell you, Phil Locke was one of my favorite poker players. When I first started watching poker on TV, I just loved watching the guy. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna throw it out there, but you're making a face, so I know I'm already wrong. Go for it, Phil Locke.
No, the Unabomber is not the answer. Question number 1. This pro's largest score came after defeating Kifan, Shul Park, and Chang Kwai to win the 2012 Macau Poker Cup Red Dragon.
I am totally going to get this. This is straight up trivia that I know in the back of my head. Can you repeat the question?
This pro's largest score came after defeating Kifan, Shul Park, and Chang Kwai, don't know if I'm pronouncing those right, I'm sorry, to win the 2012 Macau Poker Cup Red Dragon.
The 2012 Poker Cup, Macau
Macau
Poker Cup Red Dragon. All right, I'm going to be throwing a dart in the dark. I'm going to say, let's go for Mike Matusow.
All right, question number 2.
Oh, help
This
me.
Team Poker Stars pro likes to do yoga, Pilates, and play tennis.
This team's Poker Star Pro. Okay, likes to do yoga.
Pilates, and tennis.
All right. You know what? We haven't spoken about Antonio Esfandiari and his wonderful lunges, but that's a guy who clearly loves yoga. So I'm going to have to go for it. Give me the magician. Oh, this is my last chance.
This pro could just as easily throw a shrimp on the Barbie and have sushi with rice for dinner.
This pro
Could
can...
have shrimp on the Barbie for lunch and some sushi and rice for dinner.
Oh my gosh, am I going to have to just throw out another guess? Oh wow. Okay. All right. I'm going to use my phone a friend. Can I use my phone a
No.
friend? No, I need to use my phone a friend.
I'm
I have to call someone, please.
No.
No, I need some help. Do you have anything?
No.
Okay, who is it? Who is it? Go quickly before she takes the phone. What is that?
Answer.
Zenru Shia.
Hi, Miriam.
I would like to thank, is this right? Did I get it?
No.
What? Miriam!
The answer
I called my
is-
wife and it still was wrong? Do you know how long I've been planning this?
Now it's even worse. The
Oh,
answer-
no.
So is that why you called her?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
During break, he pretended to have a phone call from his wife. Little did I know she was still on the phone. You just keep trying to throw punches at me, but the answer is still wrong. The answer is Selena Lin. She was born in Shanghai, China, but moved to Melbourne, Australia
Wow.
at the age of 7.
I'm going to have words with my wife after this.
I don't want to be your wife. Anyway.
It was a good attempt, though. Do you know that I tried to get Robbie on the phone? It's 4 a.m. by him right now. I tried to get him to call in, and it was going to be wonderful. He was going to, chime in with the answer for Name That Pro.
If you have any ideas on how to get back Shimmy the Fish, leave a comment below.
Please don't.
Anyway, I'm Shira Steiglitz,
I'm Shimmy Weiss.
also known as Shimmy the Cheater.
Well,
And
it's
this
not
is-
cheating if I'm still wrong.
Still cheating.
All right. Let's remember
And-
who looked up the answer last
Thanks
week.
for,
Tune in again.
thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.